Alright, I'll admit, it's been a minute. I know some people are immediately rushing to the comments right now and saying, But Big Citrus, you said that Apex is bad and is run by people who don't understand what kind of game the fans want them to make. We are back today with another What Your Apex Legends Main Says About You. It may come as a surprise to some people that actually kind of miss making these videos. I love just reading the comments that I get on these videos for hours, just talking about how, oh my god, LOL. Oh my god, he got every single opinion right. He literally knows where I am. He literally knows who I am. I'm pretty sure I smell orange from the inside of my walls. Is Big Citrus in my walls? And of course, that one person always like, that actually really didn't describe me. I don't think you know what you're talking about. And of course, the people who just want an hour of background noise. Don't worry, I am the mistress to supply your needs. I could have phrased that better. If you're new to this channel, hello. I am Big Citrus. I will be the most inconsistent YouTuber you have ever seen in terms of uploading, streaming, making new music, and making content that people actually subscribe for. Welcome to the channel. But for real though, if you're actually new here, this is how this works. I'm going to judge you, yes you, as a gamer, as a person, as a plumber. Maybe you're not a plumber, but we're going to try our best to judge you if you were a plumber, based entirely off of the character that you main, the character you play the most in Apex Legends. Remember, stereotypes are not true, but they do exist for a reason. This is one of the few times I'm ever actually going to do this, and if you just want to get straight to the video, I do not blame you for using the timestamps in the video to just, you know, go to where you want to go, leave a like and a sub, and just call it a day. I do not blame you at all. But I actually do a Patreon that you could sign up for below. Of course, you're going to get the typical stuff, you know, exclusive role, my Discord and everything. It's a great Discord, trust me. You'll get access to new videos as soon as they come out. You can get access to private DMs and video advice from me on Discord if you join the Patreon. Thank you so much. I love you. Also, don't be afraid to skip to the special surprise at the end of the Mirage section. We know that's why most of you are here.
Call sign, Bangalore.
Bangalore has been one of the most consistently reliable characters since Apex Legends' release in 2019, and nothing has changed to this day. In fact, she's quite meta, actually, if you're a sweaty tryhard. And look, a lot of people always give me shit for in these videos for saying that if you main this legend, you're a sweaty tryhard, and everyone just said I kind of said that for every character. Maybe that just made me realize that Apex is always just full of sweaty tryhards from Bronze to Predator. But Bangalore! No. You either play this character casually or you play them in a sweaty way, and it's very obvious to tell who's who. A more casual Bangalore player is someone who is just picking Bangalore because it's one of the only legends that they have. She's there to kind of draw in the Call of Duty fucking Battlefield style players and everything because military looking person with buzz cut. And these kind of people will play so fucking scared. Bangalore is a great character because she allows you to push out when you want and push in when you want. These people only push out when they want. That their pull-out game is so strong. They get shot at 2 smokes and they're ult immediately and they are halfway across the map before you fucking knows what happens, regardless if their team goes with them or not. This is someone who probably is good at FPS games, but they're not great and they'll never be great. Definitely a more casual controller player for sure. Probably someone who got roped into playing Apex by their friends. This is someone who isn't necessarily toxic, but they're either going to be communicating in chat 100% of the time, calling out every single little fucking thing, much like Bangalore herself. If they see a person about 800 meters out, 12 o'clock, they're calling that shit. And then there is the sweaty Bangalore player who plays them because they see them played in ALGS, and just the fact that Bangalore allows you to pretty much get out of any situation like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog by running across the map and immediately throwing a fucking airstrike that goes. This is definitely the person who plays this character because they quote-unquote want to support their team, but it's really just because they want to be able to play for themselves, being able to run across the map as fast as they can when they need to, and the moment they have one person cracked, they're saying, "He's cracked! Push! Push!" Throwing their airstrike, trying to hit the person with the smoke, just destroy somebody with a digi-threat shotgun. They'll be calling things out, and if you do good, they'll let you know. You know, if you make them proud, wow. But if you fucking don't win that 1v3, oh, you're getting called dog shit. If you are not with this person for one fucking moment, you're done. Definitely not my favorite Apex mains, but they're definitely not the worst. They usually take the game way too fucking seriously, but they are usually better than most people. If they ever have a game where they are doing bad, it will haunt them.
Meet Pathfinder.
Hey,
Pathfinder is one of the most lovable characters, probably the most loved character in all of Apex Legends. I would say if you see someone who's a sweaty player that plays Pathfinder, it's probably because they are one of the greatest Apex players you ever come across. This is someone who has mastered the movement, literally treats it as if it is an art form. They are an artist, a samurai painter gliding through the air with their zip line and their grapple, treating the entire battlefield like it is just a jungle gym. There's also probably someone who has not showered in quite a long time. But then there are people who just play Pathfinder because he's the robot character. Any character that is just the quirky robot character, similar to characters like Bastion and Orisa from Overwatch, are always going to be the characters that just have people who grew up loving anything cyborg, cyberpunk, robot, Transformers related. He's either going to be a 7-year-old named Timmy or a 25-year-old construction worker named John, who's a more casual Pathfinder player. Definitely someone who likes to master the movement of every single game they play, and probably did a lot of gauntlet speedrunning back in the days of Titanfall 2. Or is just a completely casual Apex player that just loves Robot Man.
I am Bloodhound. You can call me Bloodhound.
There are a lot of Bloodhound mains, so it's definitely a harder stereotype to pin down. Bloodhound mains kind of exemplify the Apex player. Like, when I think of an Apex player, I'm usually thinking of someone who is a Bloodhound main, for better or for worse. Like, yes, just the simple fact that Bloodhound is one of the first characters you get, easily maybe the best recon character in the game still, is a big reason for that, because everybody needs damn wall hacks. But even just looking at it from a surface level, every Bloodhound main kind of plays the game the exact same way, regardless of their skill level. You scan and run away because you're scared, or you scan, pop ult, and you push because you have a raging kill boner. Like, yes, the more skilled Bloodhound main will sit in their ult for literally ever and scan 10 times over the course of 2 minutes just to make sure that it's the optimal time to push and then go in. And this will be someone who is on comms religiously. If you do not have a mic and you are not talking to them and this isn't ranked, you are going to get flamed, and this person's probably not even going to try. When it comes to aim and everything, this person's good, but not amazing. Now, if they're on controller and they're playing on PC, you can guarantee this is the sweatiest Apex player you're going to come across. They are solely just metagaming, and yeah, they'll probably fry you, but they're definitely not the smartest player. Their positioning and strategies are always just a little bit off, and they always do something stupid to end up losing a fight. Someone who probably loves using marksman weapons and Bloodhound's ultimate and is a big fan of basically every sniper in the game and every marksman weapon. Probably definitely rocking an SMG as a shotgun in their secondary. They either play Bloodhound because they solo queue and they had no friends, and they feel like they have to give the people they're queuing with wall hacks for them to actually do anything, or they only play this game with a pre-made 3-stack and sweat every lobby they're in, doesn't matter if it's pubs or not. So like I said, this person really does exemplify what the average Apex player is. Will they get toxic? Oh, you bet. But hey, I mean, they're usually like a chill person in real life, a usual chill, funny, and nice person. You will see the rare, completely casual Bloodhound main who just thinks the character's cool and literally just hitting a blinker after work and just playing some Apex before they pass out. Bloodhound is just the character they think is the coolest and makes the match the easiest for them. Or there's the chance that this might be someone who is completely lore obsessed, and anytime new Bloodhound lore or anything like that gets dropped, they freak the fuck out and fangirl all over the place and literally collect every single skin, banner, fucking spray, voice line, and toenails for Bloodhound. Like I said, I might be overgeneralizing just a bit with this one since there are so many fucking Bloodhound mains, but I think I did a good job.
Her nickname, Watson.
WATTSON mains are very specific. This is not the kind of character that you main unless you are obsessed with her personality and, you know, how she looks. When it comes to people who are hyper-fixated on a character's lore and a character's personality, I think WATTSON mains probably shoot straight to the top of the list. There are some ALGS1 wannabe players who just play WATTSON because she actually is a viable character when you just, you know, find where Final Zone is and find somewhere just to sit inside of and jerk off for 5 hours. But most people who play her do not really play her that way. They definitely play like scared little children, that's for sure. WATTSON players also almost always are controller players, and that probably just does come down to the fact that WATTSON players are usually more casual players. Typically, these people will always be very helpful teammates, like actually pinging things like ultimate excellence and shield batteries, giving you extra meds and ammo when you need it. But if you do not play the way they want, it is not going to go well. If they want to hide in a building for 5 hours and you don't do that, you're just not going to mess with them, and then the match is just over. You kind of have to bend your play style like to the will of how these people want you to play, and it is a little annoying. This person almost definitely watches VTubers, or hell would even like to be one, and has that specific kind of art on their computer. Look, I try to be subtle about it, alright? It's porn of WATTSON. It's usually like insane. Now some people are gonna say, no, WATTSON is my precious child, my bean, bro. I would never have porn of her. First of all, I don't know why, but I feel like that somehow makes you worse. Like, the vibes are stinkier. I actually do like WATTSON mains, like, for the most part, okay? I'm not trying to shun you guys too hard. I know this person's usually always going to be nice and a genuine delight to have on my team, but they will be scared of everything. This probably also reflects how WATTSON mains are in real life.
Walter Fuse Fitzroy is a one-man wrecking crew.
I've said it time and time again, Fuse mains are the dads of Apex Legends, as in most of them usually have actual children and are like from 30 to 45 years old. And even if it's someone who is like a younger person, they're probably gonna be a dad very soon if they've main Fuse. What I'm trying to say is if you have a child coming on the way and you're watching this video, you will probably be maining Fuse soon. Fuse kind of appeals to the, like, older man boomer fantasy. He personifies that freedom that we all want to have even in our older age. He just wants to barbecue, blow shit up, and it doesn't really give a fuck. I think him just being the, like, sarcastic Australian really just is kind of that peak dad humor. Also, people who are older and don't really play video games that much don't have to try as hard in Fuse because you don't really need to aim on this character. The amount of times you can just win a 1v1 by sticking someone with a knuckle cluster and, like, an early game fight, like, it is just so fucking easy to do. And these people value grenades more than they value, like, ammo and shields because they know that the grenades are really the only thing they actually need and the only thing they really care about. If you see someone who's a dedicated Fuse main, just know that this is probably a construction worker who just got home and is having a beer at around 7 p.m. before he has to go to bed in an hour. Anytime they're able just to win a fight without even shooting a gun, just by, you know, shooting a ring of fire, pitting people with 5 direct frags, and just knuckle clustering someone when they finally try to get that shield battery off and it preventing them from doing it and them getting down because of it, it just puts a smile on their face just to know that you can have all the fancy movement in the world, all the insane aim training, but you still cannot outrun getting an arc star stuck to your fucking face. Fuse mains are definitely going to be some of the more uncoordinated, lack of game sense players. Like, if you're trying to get them to do like a strategy that involves them like having to do more than like 2 things in the span of like 30 seconds, their brain's going to slow down a little bit and they're going to struggle. But typically, if you tell them, hey, you see those people? Shoot and make them go boom boom, that typically does track and scan for them, so that shouldn't be an issue. Typically, you'll always see Fuse mains duoed with someone else as well. Like, you'll always just see them to have that one buddy to get off of work and play Apex with. They'll usually just be talking about something that happened with work, something that happened with their family or fucking wife or girlfriend, just over open voice chat. Like, I literally just enjoy sitting in on all these people's conversations and just kind of being like, yeah, you know what? That's right. Michael from work is a douchebag. All in all, Fuse mains are usually the more fun, casual players to have around, and while they're definitely not the best at the game, you'll usually have a fun time when you're playing with them.
Phasing between dimensions has shown Wraith the outcome of every single choice.
I feel so fucking bad for Wraith players, and that's something I genuinely never thought I would say. Like, I'm gonna make this segment quick, because I don't really feel like there's that much to say. Everything I've said in every video, even the one that I made, God, 3 years ago, Jesus. Even the things I say in that video about Wraith mains is still true. They are the sweaty, try-hard, wannabe pro players of the Apex world, and sometimes you'll even be in a higher rank lobby and you'll see someone who still mains Wraith, probably because they do have insane movement, but most of us are only going to see the bald Wraith or the maxed Wraith with the heirloom. Hell, maybe they even have the recolored heirloom, and they're going to be flexing all of their badges and their whatever, how much damage on their card. This is someone who lives and breathes Apex Legends, and they can't even go to another game at this point because they have put so much time on Apex. This is someone who will get toxic and scream at you, never drop you meds or ammo. Some Wraith mains are cool and genuinely just love Wraith as a character. She's always been their favorite, and they're just never going to switch from her for that reason alone, which is really fucking interesting because Wraith is so bad. Phase shift is still horrible. Her passive sucks, her ult is incredibly situational, and Wraith really just encourages you to be a selfish player because her main thing is getting in and out of dodge, but she's so fucking bad at that. And that's why you kind of don't see Wraith mains as much. Like, yeah, sure, she's still a very popular character, but she is not one of the characters that I see played religiously anymore. And their name is probably an anime reference or just the edgiest fucking thing you've ever seen. Know that this is someone who probably started playing Apex back at around 2019, 2020, and has just never been able to let go.
To survive, he became Crypto.
You know, I definitely went on an emotional journey when it came to a character with Crypto, and I'm here to say, the Crypto mains to me definitely embodied, to be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty meme, and like, I don't even mean it in like a negative context. I'm just saying, Crypto mains, these will be some of the smartest players you've ever seen, and that's why you see so few of them. They're off the grid. I'm not sure why I turned into Marge Simpson.
Homie, I'm gonna EMP the enemy.
This is someone who will have every location on every map of Apex memorized like the back of their fucking hand. This is gonna be someone who just carries ultimate accelerants around because they want to charge their EMP faster. This person will be constantly taking their drone out every 2 seconds just to ping the fucking billboard just to make sure that no one is near them and their team. They will always be finding the best spot to position themselves in before they go for the big EMP. This is someone who is either going to be dead silent for the entire match or calming every little thing that could be of even minor importance to you. Typically, this is the person you're going to want on your team. They're going to be a team player, but their aim and mechanical skill is almost always genuinely really fucking good, especially long range. And if you die, they might be able to pull off one of the craziest clutch reses you've ever seen. And I will admit, Crypto mains definitely a little pretentious, and they definitely think that they are in fact smarter than everybody in the lobby, but hey, you know, they might be. And this is probably someone who almost in every game plays a character that is not quote unquote meta, but is still a very strong character that for some reason just isn't played by a lot of people. If you see a genuine Crypto main, this person is probably very nice and humble. Deep down, they probably think they're better than you. And maybe they're even right.
I don't concern myself with the ambitions of insects.
Caustic mains a little bit to me are similar to Fuse mains. Like, you're gonna see some older players who just love playing Caustic solely because of the fact that you do not really have to aim on this character to be good, and also Caustic is very strong in the meta right now. This is someone who knows deep down that they are, in fact, a piece of fucking shit. Like, they might just be like a WATTSON player just sitting in a building doing absolutely nothing but just being a complete scumbag. A Caustic player is definitely someone who is either on the higher end of skill or the lower end of skill. You're not really gonna see too many people in the middle. Their mechanical skill is going to be dog shit, or they're only playing Caustic because they realize how strong he is, and they're actually pretty good. Now, I know, very fitting in with Caustic, that people who made this character are in line to get toxic as fuck. You will see Caustic players just blaming you for something like you just straight up couldn't control, like just getting aped by a full team when you happen to be looting in a building like, I don't know, 5 fucking meters away from them. And it's kind of similar to WATTSON mains. If you are not doing whatever their exact plan is, they will get fucking pissed, but Caustic mains will be much more aggressive about it. This is someone who has mastered Caustic's projectiles. They know the exact trajectory of how his ult throws, and more specifically how his barrels. They be chucking them shits like Donkey Kong. People just like playing Caustic because they just like seeing people suffer and just like watching the world burn and just enjoy farting on people to death. You sick fuck. Definitely someone who only prefers to fight in close range. Expect them being a Mastiff or a Peacekeeper user. There ain't no way that this person plays like unranked. Like, this person is only on the rank grind, because if I catch you playing Caustic in fucking pubs, I will shoot you in the streets. This is not an analogy. I'm just talking about murdering you. But if you can actually work with a Caustic main, you will have great team synergy and probably will get a lot of RP together. Just, you know, mind the smell.
Rampart written on it.
Time to show them what we're made of.
I've seen Rampart pop up a lot more recently because she's significantly better than she used to be. When it comes to Rampart mains, they are either going to use Sheila the moment there is even a small opportunity to. Rampart mains definitely give off like aggressive lesbian energy. Even if they're a man, trust me. They probably just have been infected by Rampart's infectious personality. And this is definitely someone who collects skins for the character and is one of those people who are just spamming voice lines in the dropship as much as they can. In terms of mechanical skill, it's another situation like Caustic, where this is someone who is absolutely fucking cracked or absolutely dog shit. They're either going to be taking out whole squads, just completely spraying them down like it is nothing. This person is great at playing both defensive and aggressive. Yeah, sometimes they'll be posted up with 5 barriers like a little bitch, but sometimes they will just be going full fucking crackhead mode and just running and chasing you down. These people definitely middle on the, like the toxicometer, which is probably something I should just invent for every main. These are the kind of people who are probably liable to go nuclear after way too much RP has been lost. But for the most part, these people will usually just be chill as fuck, just wanting to have a good time on the game. Definitely also probably play Rampart because they just love LMGs, more specifically the Spitfire and the Rampage, because fuck the L-Star. There's definitely going to be someone who is playing for the win. These people probably pay a fair amount of unranked and ranked because they probably want to go into unranked and maybe just drop a 20 bomb, and then they'll be stuck on ranked some days, failing to get out of Plat or Diamond. Also, small chance that this person was a Symmetra main on Overwatch 1 and he's just maining them because they have the same voice actress.
Has returned to become the legend of Olympus, Horizon.
Horizon used to be just straight up one of the best characters in the entire game. I feel like for a lot of people, including myself, stereotype for Horizon mains have kind of just replaced the Wraith mains in my head. This is a character that allows you to move around and get out of situations really easily, and even though she's not nearly as strong as she used to be, you still see a fair amount of Horizon mains. There are some casual players who probably are just in love with Horizon's bubbly, quirky, fucking old personality and everything. But for the most part, this is just someone who is an absolute sweat, grinding ranked every single chance that they get. Do the Horizon men get toxic? Oh, yes, they do. Like, yeah, they're usually pretty good at the game. An absolute cracked SMG one-clip demon, and someone who is always able to do insane movement mid-gravity lift. But for the most part, if you ever piss these people off in a lobby, they will let you know it, and you will feel personally victimized by Horizon main. Definitely the kind of player who will just be telling you, I need light ammo. I need an extended light mag. I'm not even gonna try and do a Horizon impression. Alright, I'll try. Oh, hello there, Luti. I'm sorry, I'll never speak again. To be fair, this is also the kind of person where if you're having a really good crack game where you guys are dropping squad after squad, they'll probably get hype as fuck and everything. Similar to Fuse mains, this is definitely someone who sees grenades as more important as like health and ammo.
Small up yourself. It just shit's coming true.
I mean, Lifeline mains, you know, they finally got that big buff they were asking for, and now she is, again, the most annoying character in the game. Look, Lifeline mains, I have experienced how tribal y'all can be, and I understand. Like, yes, this character was neglected by Respawn for, fuck, I don't know, like 3 years. And then she got a super buff where she can revive herself, infinitely tap res people, and have them get up super fucking quickly. And her care package now allows you to get to the next armor stage for free, making her basically just a better LOBA. Obviously, this is the closest Apex will get to a quote-unquote support character, so for that reason, you will see a lot more female players play here because they typically are drawn in the more support-like roles in video games. That's what they like. And these people are usually more casual players who usually are just trying to have fun on Apex and not take it super seriously. But if you see a man playing Lifeline, oh, they are a meta-abusing piece of shit. They could just be a really casual player who also likes playing supports and video games and everything. But for the most part, when I see a man playing Lifeline, it is because they are in the match to win it and they are treating it deadly fucking serious. This is either someone who's new to Apex and is just picking her because, you know, she's the token support character and she's also insanely strong. It's crazy given Lifeline's, like, caring, like, funny personality that I see so many people who play her and are just miserable assholes. You will see that rare Lifeline main who genuinely has cracked mechanical skill isn't bitching and only goes to res you when it's actually convenient. You know, it's funny how in almost every game, the most stereotypical, easiest support character to play has some of the most toxic and diehard fans. It kind of gives me Mercy from Overwatch vibes, which I had to make an entire video essay explaining why people specifically do not like Mercy mains and if they deserve it. Lifeline mains, for the most part, just more upfront about being toxic because you're gonna be someone who specifically likes taking close range fights, and if they ever get into a situation where they are getting ulted and pushed by like 85 people, they are most likely going to bitch out of there. Person has an addiction to ultimate accelerants. They love the fact that this character allows them to get red armor without basically playing because of the care package. And occasionally, you'll meet that Lifeline, who is the most cracked Apex player you've ever seen and is actually just a good teammate that you want to have on your team. And then sometimes, ooh, it'll be quite bad.
Look no further than Tressa Crystal Smith.
It is crazy how Catalyst just completely fell off the face of the fucking earth. She became one of those characters that you saw in, you know, every single lobby, every single game from Bronze to Predator, especially in ALGS. And then, yeah, kind of just fell off the face of the effing earth. A character who is visually overdesigned, visually cluttering abilities, and abilities that just slow down the game. What is this character, a Valorant character? So, what does a Catalyst mean? Who are they? I honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it real, guys. I don't have a stereotype for this one. I haven't met a Catalyst main. Someone who actually has continued to play this character after they got nerfed. So you know what? Catalyst mains. I don't know how you play. I think you guys would like to play more defensive than offensive. It's literally the only fucking thing I could say. So tell me how you guys play in the comments and tell me about yourself. Let's get to know each other.
It's hard to miss Makoa Gibraltar.
Gibby is the Reinhardt of Apex Legends, and any Gibby main who's also played Overwatch probably knows exactly what I mean by that. The tank that can play very aggressive and then also do an incredible job at defending his team and acting like a wall. And Gibby mains who play him, they know this. They are always drawn towards the bigger character in any game. They're probably a bigger dude themselves. And the game being good should kind of be measured by if Gibby is meta or not. He's kind of a perfectly balanced and perfectly designed character in my opinion. He's very strong, but he has a lot of obvious weaknesses in counterplay. In my opinion, when Gibby has been meta and one of the best, 3 or 4 characters in the game, I think the game honestly has been more fun. And kind of when the game, like competitively at least, was at its peak in my opinion. What these characters do, and why people like them so much, they encourage strong team play. And the better you work with your team, the better you have a chance at winning the game. Isn't that crazy? And these are just the characters that influence that the most. And for that reason, Gibby mains are the people that are going to be the ones that are holding the team down, the anchor of the team. The people that are the reason you're able to stay in a fight and push a fight, and the heart and soul of the team. And I don't want to just say, oh, Gibby mains are Giga Chads. They're so cool. They're never toxic. They're not bad at the game, and they're always just total bros. But I mean, they usually are. Yes, a lot of Apex players are toxic, so even Gibby mains you will see are liable just to call you the hard R. Anyways, I love Gibby mains to death. This is the kind of person that when you knock someone and you're screaming push at the top of your lungs, they're going to be the first one going in with you, air striking people, giving you that bubble when they need it. And this person is a certified shotgun user. This is someone who's going to be dancing in and out of bubbles, and they are playing a fucking game of cat and mouse with the enemy. And when they finally get that big shotgun hit and knock someone that thought they were gonna peek on the inside of the bubble and they actually just stayed on the outside, ooh, that is someone that you don't want to mess with. Also, high chance this person likes using marksman weapons and snipers. I don't know why. I just always feel like I see Gibby players sniping. I'm gonna keep it real. This is another character we will definitely quote his iconic voice lines because, you know, look at this absolute mammoth sculpture of a man. I don't really have much else to say about Gibby mains. I feel like I said my piece. They're rather simple. They're rather succinct. They get the job done, and they will be rubbing massage oil on you after the match, after an epic win. We love Gibby mains.
And her name is LOBA.
Enough flirting.
When I first started these What Your Apex Mains Is About You videos, I really do feel that I had a lot of nice things to say about LOBA mains and that I was very kind towards them. And as time has gone on, I don't really like this character. Let me just get out of the way right now. I appreciate that LOBA was the subject of one of my funniest and most well-received videos. I'm about to just start making dumb shit like this again, bro. The world is too short to try and be smart. Trying to be smart is fucking painful, bro. I had like 4 brain cells, and then trying to make those 4 brain cells operate at high velocity, it kills me. Probably why a lot of people play LOBA. You don't have to loot on this character. It does the looting for you. Whoa. I know LOBA is very popular with casual players, and man, and I was gonna say that LOBA is actually more so played by females, but I obviously, of course, see a lot of men play LOBA because they like her hair. I mean, regardless of whatever gender you are, you're gonna look at this woman and think, she's perfect, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous. And I can steal all of my loot from my friends before they can because I can see this shit through fucking walls. Sign me up. I'm gonna be real, when LOBA was at her peak was actually when I think this game was at its worst. It just felt really stale and boring to play against a character who would always have infinite health, infinite ammo, and if you shoot them once, they're gonna teleport away. It's like they left the LOBA bracelet broken for so long because they knew deep down what it would do if it actually worked. It would just be too powerful, you know what I mean? Now, obviously, if you're a more casual LOBA main, you're probably someone who literally just plays this character because her abilities are suited exactly to how you have the most fun playing Apex. You don't have to think about looting, and you're able just to teleport away whenever, and you get to have a double-decker Smucker Supreme ass cheeks while doing it. Like, what the fuck? I mean, that's incredible. You're probably just someone who plays Apex entirely casually, doesn't really care about rank or anything like that, and all in all, just tries to play this game to have fun because of Apex's fast and fluid movement and shooting, and that's all it is. But if you're a sweaty person and you're playing LOBA in ranked, and you're actually someone who is decent at the game, and you're playing LOBA, I hate you. I don't know why I can't explain it. I hate you. Because of what this character does, and because of what this character can do, and how, in my opinion, she really dumbs the game down, I really hate you. I'm gonna end this segment on that. I hate you. Alter is the new legend on the scene, and I honestly think, like I just talked about Loba, I actually think she's gonna have very similar mains to Loba mains. I think my biggest thing with a character like Alter is that this is gonna be a character that is definitely played more based off of aesthetic reasons than because of her actual gameplay. I could be 100% wrong. Alter could be the next game-breaking meta character. In specific situations where you need to be really aggressive, this character will be so fantastic and so frustrating to play against. Amazing design, amazing character though, and that is the reason why a lot of Alter mains will be people who are just so edgy to the fucking core. This is the kind of person who listens to shit like Maury Calipe, fucking watches Has-Been Hotel and has TikTok brain and only finds out about new music and TV through like TikTok and shit, or streamer or VTuber they watch. Character's basically just gonna be Revenant for girls. But hey, I understand that. Speaking of which,
Revenant's true purpose is finally clear.
They made me a killing machine.
Revenant really has been through the ringer as a character. He actually used to be one of my favorites. I almost might even make a video and let me know if you're interested in the comments below on why characters in PvP games always seem to get reworked and how these reworks almost never solve the issue that the character originally had, because that's how I felt about Revenant Reborn. Revenant is the Reaper of Apex Legends. People really combine themselves with this character. They love the edgy voice lines. They love the overly aggressive attitude. And these people are absolutely willing to leave the quote-unquote skin suits behind if they do not do what they say. If you are someone who mains Revenant, is because anytime you have to play with randoms, and even hell, even your own friends, you probably hate them because they do stupid shit and they don't always do the most aggressive push when they can. This is the definition of an above average player. Someone who loves to play super aggressive but isn't always able to do it confidently and hit all of their shots. Honestly, pretty decent player. Not gonna be the worst person to have on your team, but I would not be surprised if you got creeped out by whatever shoebox they had hidden under their bed.
He is Seer.
Stand out or stand aside.
It's actually nice to say that Seer isn't meta anymore, because he was for like 2.5 years. It was really fucking bad. He would get nerfed, and then he'd get nerfed again, and then he'd get nerfed again, and then he'd get nerfed again. It still wouldn't matter though, just because of what the character could do by canceling people's heals. He was such an insane force of nature. He literally controlled the game. You could not do anything around this character. He would know what you had for dinner last night, and then he would take said dinner away from you when you went to eat it. Fucking horrible, man. Now a Seer main is probably someone who probably put a lot of time into the character, maybe got the heirloom for them, some skins and banners and stuff and everything, and is still just kind of on that copium because at least he's still a good character. This person would be a Bloodhound main, but it solely comes down to the fact that this person really does not like having infinite recon. When they're fighting, they want recon up at all times. They want to be able to see if there's people near them, people coming at all times, and they want to be able to track people's exact fucking movements at all times like you do with his ult. This is someone who is definitely a scared player. This is not going to be someone who is going to push unless the opportunity is exactly perfect for them. Seer mains like when they can control the flow of a situation, but if anything's ever out of their hands, ooh boy, does it eat them alive. Actually, probably a good person to have on your team. They're never going to be too toxic. They're going to probably make comms, but if it's not about the game, they don't even want to talk about it. They are dialed into the match. Speaking of characters that were meta for like fucking ever,
Kairi Imohara, call sign Valkyrie.
I respect that Valkyrie is still actually good. She is a shadow of her former private jet, full map rotation and 35-second self, and at least she is still an actual good and decent character. This is someone who just loves the ability to fly in any game. Anything that allows them to not be vertically challenged, they are going to take. Also, if there's a short-haired girl in any game, they're also going to play that one. That's why they love Valk. But more importantly, when it comes to a Valkyrie main, this person sees themselves as like the captain of the team. If you do not ult with this person when they call it, they will legitimately freak the fuck out. And if they ever hit anybody with their rockets, they are calling it out and screaming what just happened. Like, it is the most important thing in the world to them. I noticed that Valk mains more specifically are loot goblins more than other people. Like, they will just be scrounging shit up, like, and just eating it for fucking dessert. Of course, yes, high chance Titanfall 2 fan because of the whole Viper thing. And honestly, I think out of every character in the game, except for maybe Mirage and Pathfinder, I think these people spam voice lines the most because Valkyrie just has so many sus ones. I feel like Valkyrie mains themselves are just, like, a little sus. This is the kind of person, like, do not be surprised if this person says something out of pocket. In terms of skill, this is one of the only characters characters, well, I feel like it's just one of two ways. Person's either a god at the game, one clipping people left and right, doing the most insane clutch situations you've ever seen, or they will literally have someone who is standing still, sneak up behind them, and they will blow an entire load into the rock behind the person and then just get shit on and then just leave the match without saying a word. But if they're one of those good Valk mains, this person's played a lot of Apex Legends. Too much Apex. Take a shower.
One truth. Everything wants to kill you.
Out of all the characters that I'm surprised that people actually play, and main Vantage definitely shoots straight to the top of the list. I have been very vocal about my displeasure of this Legend's design and just how they play. I don't know, they just definitely felt like another filler character from Respawn, but surprisingly, a lot of people actually like her. I mean, I guess any character that allows you to just basically have a guaranteed sniper at all times is gonna be liked by a lot of people who like to snipe. Let it be known, as someone who mains Vantage, they definitely think that they are better and different compared to everyone else because she's such an unconventional character. Weird way of traveling around, weird ultimate, and just weird personality. Very weird. When I think of like a Vantage player in my head, I think of a high plat, low diamond Apex player. This is someone who takes the game incredibly seriously and only plays ranked, but will never ever actually be a high rank player. Vantage is definitely one of those characters where if you see someone playing them in like a casual pub lobby, it's probably because they just relate to that character and are just trying to figure out what kind of character they actually want to play before they have a dedicated specific main. Vantage main is probably someone who got tired of playing SEER and Bloodhound and wanted a quote unquote more fun recon character, and Vantage is just what they decided to settle on.
Octane was born.
Reckless and full of wrecks.
Octane mains to me are like the beating heart of Apex Legends. If all of the Octane mains went extinct tomorrow, the game would die. These are the people who I think do actually play Apex just simply because they love the video game. You are going to find these mains anywhere from rookie all the way up to Predator. There's not really people who are going to main and play Octane solely just because he's a quote-unquote meta and very good character. He's not the greatest, but he is incredibly fun and he allows anybody just to become a crackhead flying around at supersonic speed with relative ease. You can't really have like a frown on your face when you're playing Octane. You are in love with his buoyant personality and his buoyant playstyle. You are someone who the moment you get a crack on someone is jump padding and stimming and just going straight the fuck in, balls deep, balls to the wall, balls out, balls Mahoney. Octane main is also, of course, going to be very, very good at running. If he needs to get his teammates back from the dead, or his team's about to lose a fight and win, most Octane mains have one of two strategies. They are either going to run away and run across the map, and they are going to be the sneakiest little rat you've ever fucking seen, and you will never find them until like the end of the game. Or they are just going to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going in anyways, and try their best to turn an unwinnable situation into a winnable situation. Can Octane mains get toxic? Oh yeah, given that he's one of the most played characters in the entire game. You will be seeing Octane mains call you dog shit, tell you that you don't know what you're doing, friend requests you after the match and try and 1v1 you. Not quite as bad as the Wraith mains, but there are some people who still play Octane and take the game just that seriously to this day. I can never really hate Octane mains, as they do make the game more fast-paced and more fun, because ultimately they are in love with the style of game that Apex is, and they just want to play it to its fullest extent and the most fun that it could possibly be, and Octane is the character that makes it that way for them. They definitely love Octane, might have a little bit of a crush on him, might just want to be him.
Newcastle has been called a lot of things, but no one really knows the man behind the mask.
Newcastle, I feel like, was kind of designed to try and like take the GIBBY and Lifeline mains and kind of like fuse them into one and be a refugee home for all of the GIBBY and Lifeline mains who were tired of having their character get slowly, progressively worse season after season. And I think for the most part, that was exactly what happened. If you made Newcastle, it's a strong chance you probably started out the game mainly playing Lifeline or GIBBY when you first started playing. Newcastle, to me, is one of those people who just get off on being completely sarcastic and never taking anything too seriously. But they're actually always pretty damn good at the game. Like, this is a smart player. Some of the tech they'll do with the shield and Newcastle's ultimate will just be insane, and they know how infuriated it makes people feel when they're just dragging their team away to safety with a gold knockdown. Kind of like a GIBBY main, and they see themselves as like the tank of the team, the captain of the team. But also like a Lifeline main, they see themselves the person who has to fucking babysit everybody and just likes playing the support character in any game that they end up playing. Like I said, Newcastle Newcastle mains are shockingly really good at the game, and they will be pulling out insane clutches typically that you don't usually see, or they're just going to be the most brain dead player you've ever seen, just playing the game kind of like it's Overwatch. Like, they can kind of just run and walk in and just get away with any sort of stupid tactic they try to do, and then just getting folded like a lawn chair. Definitely another voice line spammer, but someone that if you get on your team, you'll probably have a good time, you'll probably be happy. It'll be a person who'll be dropping you ammo, dropping you health and everything, never leaving you behind, and someone who is actually going to be trying like big brain strategies to actually hold position, play well, and play smart. Or be a fucking idiot who thinks they're invincible because they have a shield.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Another consciousness hidden away.
Would it be reductionist just to say that Ashe players are just Revenant mains who wanted to play as a female robot instead? Would it be reductionist? Probably. I mean, honestly, I think that exactly transfers. Like, if you just skip to the Ashe section, go watch the Revenant section, and then tell me that I am wrong. Ashe players, I think, on average, are typically more sweaty and honestly better at the game than Revenant players, mainly just because they're playing a better character. Obviously, chances that you are a Titanfall 2 fan go up significantly if you're an Ashe main, and this is someone who is similar to a Valkyrie main, where if they hit anybody with their tactical ability, if they snare anybody or hit anybody with rockets, they are screaming push at the top of their lungs like a doctor when a bitch is giving birth. That wasn't my best joke, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, they are gonna be screaming that shit at the top of their fucking lungs. And this is the kind of person who, yes, could use the portal to help their teammates, but will often mostly just be using their ultimate portal to help themselves get out of bad scenarios. Honestly, probably just a person who takes the game incredibly seriously, incredibly edgy person who kind of, you know, thinks that they are the main character of every scenario and is typically only playing ranked for the most part. And when their teammates do not listen to them, they just get genuinely infuriated. This Ashe man's probably a very inconsistent player and will do dumb things in trying to be the quote-unquote best that they can be and make really aggressive pushes when they probably just shouldn't. But, you know, they usually will be pretty good, even if they can be a bit pretentious.
Lassie, I'm going to tear them apart. Politely.
See, I actually quite like ballistic mains. Like, I know for a fact that when this character dropped, there were Fuse mains who just looked at him and said, You are my king now. And just immediately said, fuck Fuse, I'm maining ballistic from now on. And honestly, I definitely think that is where a lot of people kind of stuck their mindset, and there have been a lot of Fuse mains who have switched to ballistic and just have never returned. Because they both fill the cool old man from the UK. Yes, I know Australia's not in the UK. Look, they all talk similar. Let me live. Funny accent, sarcastic asshole, great chef, and an old man who is still competing in the Apex games despite being liable to break a hip at any given moment. And then again, they just love a character whose kit allows them to not have to try very hard when it comes to actually killing people by disabling their ability to shoot for long and having an ultimate that literally just gives them infinite ammo. Ballistic is definitely for people who just don't like to think about things very hard and just want to shoot their guns and win team fights the easiest way that they can. I will say one thing with ballistic mains is these definitely seem like the Fuse or a Maggie main who just wanted a character that would have them think less and honestly just be more enjoyable, because anytime I come across a genuine ballistic main, this motherfucker is cracked at the game, let me tell you. Some of them will just be casuals who just want to basically just get a legendary weapon with infinite ammo for free and are not able to aim at all, definitely a controller player. But if you see someone who's on PC, chances are this person can be absolutely cracked at the game and their aim is just going to be impeccable. And genuinely one of the scariest people you will ever have to fight. Also, there is of course a minor chance that they are just playing them because they're voiced by Robert Atkin Downs and they're a fan of Travis Touchdown or a fan of the medic from TF2, which, like, hey, why wouldn't you be, right? Conduit is the new broken OP legend in Apex, and honestly, I have very mixed feeling about this character and people who main her. Obviously, she was meant, again, to kind of take away some of the Lifeline mains and Gibby mains, and I definitely think she succeeded there too, because Conduit is simply just one of the best legends ever added to Apex, and I am not at all surprised she has been as popular as she is. But in terms of people who main Conduit, this is someone who probably just got tired of having to ever deal with any bullshit in the game and just wants an ability that will allow themselves to heal their teammates, heal themselves, have a field that disrupts enemy players from pushing them or allows them to push enemies, and is able just to run fast anytime they need to group up their teammate. I mean, Conduit kind of just does everything for you. She's definitely kind of just the Swiss Army knife character, and that is one thing that Conduit mains love about her. It's definitely not her personality, because she literally has the exact same personality as Vantage. Hell, half the time when I hear a Vantage or a Conduit speaking in a match, I legitimately think that they are the same fucking person. They sound so similar. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Conduit and Vantage mains overlap for that reason. It's honestly hard to say. You'll see a lot of Conduit mains from Rookie to Predator, and the ones who are good are probably going to be some of the best Apex players we've ever seen, who are always kind of just adapting to whatever character is the most meta at any given moment, at any given time. And again, kind of like Lifeline mains, these people are definitely going to get toxic if you ever fuck up one gunfight or you don't res them exactly when they ask. But usually, yes, they will be good at the game. They will be someone who's actually communicating with you. Another person who probably only uses like really basic weapons, just like, you know, the R301 and the Volt, they just keep it simple. They just want the full auto laser weapons. And a lot of Conduit mains, because she doesn't really have a lot to latch onto in terms of playstyle and personality, the moment she gets nerfed, they will be dropping her like it is fucking hot and moving on to whatever meta-breaking character comes out next.
Syndicate's gonna regret letting Mad Maggie off her leash.
Mad Maggie mains are actually pretty fucking awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I see a Maggie main, I always feel like they actually legitimately are playing Apex solely because they want to have fun and they want to prove they are as good as they are. I would say that Maggie mains overlap with Fuse mains and Ballistic mains a lot, and like, yeah, they probably do. I feel like the biggest issue when it comes to Maggie mains is that these people are almost always good at the game. I never see a Maggie main who is playing this character who sucks, and yes, all of their damage might just be coming from their tactical and ultimate, and they really struggle in any fight that is not close range because they are a shotgun SMG only person. This is someone who is either going to be calming every single thing in chat or they're going to be saying literally nothing, and usually this is the kind of person who, if you make a mistake or you fuck up, unless you do something severely stupid, that their jaw drops down on the floor and completely breaks it so much that they need to get the floor fucking repaired because you did something so awful and stupid. This person typically will be someone who is always down to actually take advice, learn to improve at the game, and is probably just an overall chill person in real life and just loves playing Maggie, because if you want to hide from cover after I crack you, that's a bunch of bullshit, and they are just simply there to fucking destroy you. If you're even having this stupid thought in your head that you could run away. Someone who either only solo queue grinds Apex all day, every day, or loves playing this game with friends and just genuinely having a blast whenever they're on it. Do not fuck with Maggie mains though, they will probably obliterate you. Okay, here's the section everyone's been waiting for. Literally the entire reason I decided to make this video. Mirage, 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 Mirage. No, for real though. I love this character so much. He means the world to me. And honestly, I don't even look at Mirage as a character in a video game. I look at it more as a form of worship and a form of religion. Anytime I hear his voice, or I smell the luscious scent of his beard through my computer monitor, I always just want to be close to Mirage. So, in honor of all the support you guys have given me on Spotify and on this channel, I decided to run it back. Because one piece of art that I made in the spirit of Mirage was not enough. I had to do another. I know it isn't Christmas. I know it ain't Christmas. But I'm on your bitch's wish list. I'm stunting on him, fucking on him. Yeah, I got something on him. I know that y'all wanna. I know y'all fucking wanna. I know it isn't Christmas. Ain't no Santa Claus, ain't no Santa Claus. But my bitch is on your wish list. She's stunting on him, fucking on him. Yeah, she got something on him. I know that y'all want her. I know y'all want her bad. Back at it again, she throwing acid at it again. She asked, can I sit here? I said, of course you can. Dinner with some pork chops and a bad bitch, and she got that dark hair. I'm drinking potions with a witch. I've been feeling like this life ain't mine. If I got no dimes, I'm still gonna shine. I got the meat and cheese, got me ravioli. I'm on a creative cloud like my name was Adobe. I'm going so crazy, but at least my hair's wavy. I know they want us, baby. You know them hoes don't faze me. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully the link is out for this on Spotify and Apple Music and all streaming platforms as soon as it can be. I know you guys just want to click off the video, but I genuinely worked really hard on that. And if you think that is ass and you think it was horrible, it makes me sad, but please tell me why. I'm always trying to improve, and I'm always trying to boost the reputation of Mirage mains with my wonderful art the best I can. So let me know how that was. And let me know how this video was. Hopefully it was a lot more snappy and to the point than usual. I have a lot of different kinds of content on my channel, and I'm gonna be making more content kind of just about like video games in general recently. I hope it's something that you enjoy, and I hope you're opening to watching different kinds of content that isn't just like Apex or Overwatch content forever. Thank you so much. I love you all. My name is Big Citrus, and have a damn good one.